Thank you all, and thank you, Ambassador Wilson. Thank you. It's an honor to be introduced by the first recipient of this prize, and thank you for your patriotism. And thank you to everyone associated with the Nation Institute, which is responsible for this prize. I'm truly honored, and I accept with grateful humility. I was thrilled when I first walked the halls of justice, halls that looked the same as I remembered when I walked them as a child with my father. I took an oath, as you heard, to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution against enemies, foreign and domestic. After 9/11, I left the criminal division to serve on the legal front lines in the battle against those who had attacked our country. It never occurred to me that a threat would come from my own government. I was an unwitting and certainly an unwilling participant in a direct assault on the Constitution. Randy Fertel has written, "Whistleblowers are thought of as heroes and treated as villains." However, I was fortunate. I got by with a lot of help from my friends. I was inspired to revere the Constitution and the rule of law by Andy Sonner and Georgetown law professor Bill Greenhall. I've been blessed to live with wonderful neighbors, and I've been professionally and expertly defended by Paul Kemp, Mayor Sussman, and Asa Hutchinson. Although, Paul, if these are billable hours, I wish you would eat very quickly. Paul and I have been friends for over 30 years, and in retrospect, I think our friendship put more stress on Paul, and for that I apologize. But at least we got to meet the new FBI. Once at headquarters, 6 agents got onto an elevator with us, and one of them was wearing a blue shirt. Ba-da-bum. 3 days after the FBI raid, Michael Isikoff called my house. I had never talked to him before. He's an excellent writer, a great investigative reporter, an unbelievably persistent sleuth. So persistent, I finally opened up. After the home invasion became public, I had hoped to set up a defense fund advisory board. In the end, only one friend was willing to put his name on an official piece of paper. Henry Miller, a law school classmate, has served as the trustee of the fund. I can't thank Henry and his wife, Terry, enough. I picked a tough time economically to struggle financially. The Ridenhour recognition alone is tremendous, even without the stipend. But thank you very much for the stipend. I share space with 2 great lawyers, Mark Hall and Jeannie Cho, who have been really supportive. Thanks to all of the people that I know and all of the total strangers who have contributed to my defense. Those who have offered words of encouragement, support, and friendship have also helped me to keep my head above water. Kind of like Ambassador Wilson mentioned, with the possible exception of Dick Cheney, nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. My son Terrence and daughter Courtney never expected to be awakened by armed FBI agents in their bedrooms. Claire certainly had no idea why 18 total strangers would come barging through her door, rush up the stairs, seize her Christmas card list, address book, calendar, and cell phone. My son Patrick never expected to come home to find 12 cars blocking the driveway. Would others think their dad was a criminal? Was he going to go to jail? Claire may never feel quite the same about our home. She asked if we as a family were we going to be okay, and I tried to assure her, although I'm not sure I believed it. Perhaps the Obama administration will finally let us know. All I know is I love Claire, Terry, Courtney, and Patrick, and I would not be up here without them. It is a great honor to be counted among the recipients of this prize, and more importantly, what this prize represents. You have to read Jane Mayer's book. Bob Herbert's body of work is inspirational, and Nick Turse has had the courage to report on some very difficult and uncomfortable topics. I worked for an administration that trembled with fear. I never really understood the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Our Constitution, our institutions, and our government does not have to cower in fear of terrorists. Cowardice and domestic enemies of the Constitution have made us less safe and less free. We are stronger, we are safer, we are more secure when we support the rule of law. Aldous Huxley wrote that the ultimate truth is penultimately always a falsehood. We still don't know the truth about what was done in our name. We still don't know how many people have been illegally wiretapped, what has been done with that information, or how many laws were broken. And we are only now slowly beginning to learn how many people have been tortured. In light of the story in the Times today, maybe I played some little role in helping that FBI agent whistleblower go to the Inspector General's office. I would welcome the opportunity to use my experience and knowledge to explore these issues at greater length. Organizations such as the Nation Institute and people such as Ron Ridenour are a huge part of our strength and our liberty. We need to learn the truth. We need to hold those domestic enemies accountable. And ultimately, we can handle the truth. And in fact, bring it on.